Pat Rigsby here, and I want to talk with you about how to start a training business or a fitness business and really set yourself up to succeed. Now, over the past 14 or 15 years, I've owned or co-owned over 25 different businesses in the fitness, sports performance, and health industry. And trust me, I've gone through kind of all the ups and downs. I've started most every business on kind of a shoestring budget. In fact, I've only had one business loan for all those businesses combined. And I want to spend some time talking with you about the things that I've learned along the way. So the first step in setting yourself up to succeed is really this concept that I think of as where, who, and how. And we need to figure out, first and foremost, okay, where are we going to actually be able to deliver our services? Now, that doesn't necessarily mean we need the Taj Mahal of facilities or anything like that, but we need a place where we can actually serve our clients. Whether that's online and we're going to serve them through a certain training portal or something like that, or offline. Are we going to have our own studio? Are we going to have a storefront? Are we going to have a warehouse space? Are we going to sublease? And once we've identified this, we need to figure out how we're going to be serving our who, right? So if we have a small footprint space, that may limit the format in which we're going to train. We may be relegated to doing one-on-one training or semi-private, whereas if we have a bigger footprint, maybe we're going to be integrating more group training into what we do. Now, depending on your preference and playing to your strengths, you may reverse kind of the selection of that, but we have to understand that early in a business, depending on our resources, we may not have a lot of options to choose from. So we have to determine that where we're going to train people and then how we're going to train them. And those two things have to work in tandem. Now, once we've kind of established that, we also have to determine who we're going to serve. Now, sometimes people talk about this as target market or niche market or whatever else, but to make it really simple, we've already narrowed this down. If we're talking about a local training business, there's a geographic kind of footprint that you're going to be really working from, because people are going to need to be consistent to come train with you 2, 3, maybe even 4 days a week. So those people that are an hour away are not going to be your target market. But in most cases, if we're talking about a fitness business, people that are in that 5, 7, 10-minute drive time are going to be the people that you're going to be spending the bulk of your time marketing to. Now, if we want to narrow it down beyond that, sure, we can look at things like demographics. Do they have, a particular household income? Are they in a certain age bracket? Do we want to train women only, men only? Are we training young athletes? It could be any combination that suits you, your strengths, and what the market actually will support. Now, we're kind of piecing all these things together, but then the last part of who that I think gets overlooked a lot is people make their decisions based more on desire than demographics. So if somebody really wants to solve a problem and you're the best person in their market at solving that problem, and you guys are aware of one another, then more often than not, they're going to choose you. So I know I've put a lot together in this kind of first step for starting a business, but these are foundational elements. This is kind of what I would consider the foundation of a working business plan. Not necessarily a business plan you'd take to a bank, but a business plan that you would use to set yourself up to succeed. Now, the second step in this whole kind of starting a business and setting yourself up to succeed concept is understanding what this minimum viable business model will look like. Because like I mentioned earlier, you don't need the Taj Mahal to kind of start a training business. The first training business that I had, we subleased from a health club and just paid a percentage of our revenue as rent. Some of the most successful people that I've seen in our industry, they'd sublease from a batting cage, or they'd rent time to use a school gymnasium or even a school cafeteria to do group training. Some people use parks and outdoor spaces. Other people use gymnastics facilities, and so they sublease in that way because maybe they don't have a big budget to start with. They don't have money in reserve, they don't have an investor, or maybe they don't have the ability to go get a small business loan. So if that's you, don't feel like you can't start up. I've seen too many successful businesses start by subleasing from somebody else's space so they didn't have to be able to guarantee a loan, and they didn't need a big budget to start. Now, on the other hand, if you do have some financial resources and you want to set up a training space, remember, you don't need high-end retail. We've seen many of the most successful businesses in the fitness industry start in kind of low-rent warehouse space. What you need is something clean, something that your clients will feel like they can come to and have a pleasant, enjoyable experience getting the results that they want. So when we think about minimum viable resources, you don't need the best possible equipment. You can get a lot of stuff used. You can go on Craigslist and find equipment. You can go on eBay or find somebody selling the contents of a gym that maybe they're getting out of. So when we have kind of our who, our where, and the how we're going to deliver things, and we've built this foundational model, right? This starting point that may not be where we want to end, but it's the perfect low-risk place to begin. Now we're going to put things in motion. And that brings us to what I consider kind of the root of all business success, the attract, convert, and deliver model. Now with attract, what we're trying to do is get that who that we talked about earlier to become visible to us. See, there are people in your market that you can help right now, people that would love to get the benefit that you can provide. They need a problem solved. They can't get in shape. They have back pain. They need some help, and you're very capable of helping them, but you guys have to become visible to one another. They need to be visible to you as a prospect, and you need to be visible to them as a solution. So we need to go where that person is, whether it's online or offline, whether that's running a Facebook ad or doing social media posting, or offline, wherever they are, networking events, connecting with other business owners who reach this person. We need to go where they are, and we need to make contact with them. They need to understand that we can potentially help them. Now that may be giving away a free gift card for our services. It may be giving them a lead magnet that kind of talks about a benefit they'd want to achieve that they can download, but somehow we need to connect with that person. Then we need to convert them from prospect to client, which really boils down to following up with them and educating them and motivating them until they're ready, and then getting them in to experience exactly how we can help to make a decision, right? So it may mean sending them 2 or 3 emails a week and giving them kind of a low-risk way to come in and move to that kind of next step in the relationship with us. And then giving them a 2-week trial of our services, selling them a 1-month kind of low-risk membership to our programs. But either way, we need to move them from this kind of stage of interest to this position of readiness. And when we follow up consistently, we're going to be able to do that for a high percentage of the people that we initially come in contact with. So we got attract, we've got convert, and then we get to deliver, which is, in all honesty, probably the reason why you got in this industry to begin with, because you love delivering this service. You love being in the gym. You love helping people reach their goals. So deliver really has kind of 2 parts to it. We need to deliver the result that our clients want. We need to help them go from where they are to where they want to be. And that kind of is just common sense. That's the thing that we understand. But we also have to understand that the result that our clients want isn't like a lot of businesses where there's immediate gratification. It's not like just going to a restaurant and having a good meal, or going to a store and being able to pick up the item that you want and have that gratification immediately. If somebody wants to lose weight or maybe alleviate some back pain or something else, there's probably going to be a little bit of a time lapse between when they join and when they actually get that result that they came to you for. So that's why the second part of deliver is so critical. We need to be able to make the experience an enjoyable one so they stay through the process. Now, that doesn't mean it needs to be the most enjoyable, fun thing they ever did, but it certainly needs to be a place where they feel welcome and connected and feel important as somebody coming in that's under your care. And they need to feel accomplished. They need to understand that this behavior change is a big deal, and the success that they're having is something that's celebrated. If you have this attract, convert, deliver model in place, you're going to be successful over time. So let's review real quick. We need to know where we're going to be delivering our services, who we're going to be delivering them to, and how we're going to help our clients get results. That's number one. Number two, we need to have that kind of minimum viable business to start. We can start with, subleasing or maybe a low-cost facility with secondhand equipment, and then grow into a bigger facility, maybe a better space over time. Once we put ourselves in a position where we've got clients that we're serving, we've got some significant cash flow in place, and we're putting ourselves in that position to succeed. And then finally, when it comes to operating our businesses in an ongoing way, we need to embrace this concept of attract, convert, deliver. If you do those three things, you're going to have the highest probability chance of success, and you ultimately are probably going to become a market leader in your area. Thanks for watching. If you click the first link in either the description or the link in the pinned comment, you can get my latest book, The Ideal Business Formula, for free. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button for me. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below and I'll respond. And lastly, make sure to hit the subscribe button. I'm posting videos at least twice a week now, and if you turn on your notification bell, you'll be sure to get them all.